this thing on? Okay, let's go. I heard you come for the open. And stay for the clothes on MCN with LIO, pop quizzing foes to pros. Step up in the multiverse, grab a bag of loot. Tell a bet, clock a check, kicking it with loot. We pile on the money, and we piling the check. Flip the unit, drop a stack, chopping up, talking smack. The flavor that we have got a mad. We light up and take drags out here picking up a bag. As you don't support the cars, come up in here talking shit, just flapping on your jaws for bars. Cause dog, I bet you got $1, and you could be a member if you simply was to follow. The money's sign on the line when you type and put a message, that button, bitch press it, it's a buck on the test to get a clue. Cause y'all know just how we doing here, chatting every Wednesday with the homeboys.
Said you got questions, they've been weighing on your mind. You wonder all the time and I done heard your suggestions. They be chatting online, they saying it's a sign.
Y'all wanna hit the chat on a Wednesday in the afternoon. So we packing up some rips and bitch, that's what we do. Hey, hey, hey.
L-I-L, baby, MCM, MCM. L-I-L, baby, MCM, MCM.
They said just show up at the start and stay for the finish. And you always bet the over cause we maxing out the limits. The book, getting fried, the checks, wait, the line, the units in the back row. We get it on the grind.
Dog, this ain't your first time.
Now you a regular, I saw you in the chat acting up with my integers. We jump on the tube and we chopping it up in the booth and we fucking the cut. Tipping it back with the coffee and blood. Said that you willing, I wish that you would. Know that you could, but bet that you won't. If you ain't a member, then you really don't. Fuck with the coupe, get down with your boy. Put me in yelling, you got with a blunt and get on the money. We robbing a flat. Just pull up on hump day and jump in the
They
chat.
said you got questions, it been weighing on your mind. You wonder all the time and I done heard your suggestions. They've been chatting online, they saying it's a sign.
Y'all wanna hit the chat on a Wednesday in the afternoon. So we packing up some rips and bitch, that's what we do. Hey, hey, hey.
L-I-L, baby, MCM, MCM. L-I-L, baby, MCM, MCM. L-I-L, baby.
Yeah. Yes, broadcasting live and direct. Wednesdays, Long Island Loop. Y'all ready? Light 'em up.
I mean, tell me that song is not a fucking banger. Shout out to Lazy Bed for the new LIL live chat song. Let's go. You guys already know. I am Long Island Luke. You can follow me on social media right here at Main Card Minute. Subscribe right here on YouTube at Main Card Minute as well. And you can support the fellow channels. Yeah, I always feel like that says weird. The fellow brands, the fellow shows, whatever that I support. One More Round Fights with Gaff. Morning Combat with Luke, Chuck, and whatever host he has that day. And the Mac Life with Oscar Willis and Ben the Bane Davis. You can become a member as well, guys. It's only 99 cents a month. You get the belts. You get the emojis. You get in on the giveaways. And not only that, we've been teasing it for, a couple days now, but Gaff and I filmed like a whole documentary style vlog for the weekend we had in Philly. And I've been editing it. I'm up to fight night. So, we went Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm up to fight night. So I'm a little more than halfway through with it. And I'm optimistic I can get that out soon. That will be members only as well. It's going to be on both of our channels. So you could be a One More Round member. You could be a Main Card Minute member. But either way, you got to be a member to see it. And it's funny as fuck. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I am editing it and I'm in it. But, I think it's funny as fuck. All right. And it's going to be good. So hope you guys enjoy that when it drops. That's pretty much what I've been doing all morning. I woke up dumb early today, like way too early. And, that's how shit goes. But we're here. We're ready for the live chat. My stream just bugged out. I want to make sure it's all right. I think it's all right. All right. We're here, guys. Let's do it. Let's get into it. First chat of the day. As you guys know, I put up a post for members only. I did actually fuck up at first, and I put it for everyone for like a couple hours. Luckily, no one answered the question because I would have felt bad. Deleted it, put it up for members only. I got to be more We're privy to that. I did just take a bong hit for the first time today. Mention I've been up since 7 a.m. It is 11 a.m. Just smoked for the first time today. Okay. Normally I dabble a little earlier, but because I woke up so early, I was like, man, if I smoke at 7, then I'm going to be smoking at 9, then I'm going to be smoking at 11, then, and so on and so forth. So probably will end up taking another one because I only took one, but I do feel high as fuck right now. And that's probably because we were in Philly and having to smoke joints and shit. But there you go. First question. We got Rob Luria, which, by the way, just reminded me, guys, I'm going to announce the winner to the giveaway today at the end of the stream. I'm giving away one final main card minute, cracked. This weekend we're doing the crack Liberty Bell style t-shirt. Did give away one of them already, and I gave away the Eagles looking one, but that one is still up for grabs technically. I did say the giveaway ends at 11. Well, yeah, I'm going to say it still ends at 11. So it's not live now. I take that back. It's locked in. I know who the winner is. I'll just announce it at the end of the stream. All right. But first up, question-wise, Rob Loria 95. Luke, as someone who used to skateboard when I was younger, I was wondering if you had any funny stories of ever having to deal with security guards or sneaking into places to skate or anything like that. I mean, do I have fucking stories? First off, I got to interrupt this question and this story to say that Lazy Bed just gifted 5 fucking memberships. Let's go, Lazy Bed. Not only does he make the music for all these channels, he fucking gifts memberships as well. Appreciate him. That's 5 new people who will get to watch our vlog when it comes out. I was going to say the documentary. I can't steal the name, but you get the vibes. You get the vibes. But I appreciate you, Lazy. So he was saying, do you have any funny stories of having to deal with security guards or sneaking into places to skate? I mean, who doesn't? You know what I mean? But I'm trying to think now specific. All right. So there was a skate park in Green Lawn, Long Island. Shout out. It's still there. Used to have to pay to get in. We ain't fucking paying to get in. You could go there after hours and just hop the fence. And the best part was, like, the cops couldn't tell because it's a skate park. So, like, if they saw you skating in there, they would just assume, oh, it's hours. You're skating in there. But they closed down. They used to close down in the winter. That's what it was. They would close down in the off season. So we used to just go there, hop the fence. It was like a 12-foot fence, but there was no barbed wire or anything at the top. It was just a fence, So you would just climb that. We'd go in there. Obviously the cops would come occasionally and we'd get kicked out. Security guards, I was like that asshole, dude. I was definitely that asshole when it came to security guards, where I'm like, I know you have no authority, so I'm just gonna fuck with you, kind of thing. And imagine me 12 years old being like, fuck you, to some 22-year-old kid or something. But I don't know, man. I feel like we were always assholes with that. I'm trying to think oh, here's a good one. Stony Brook University. You're not allowed to skate at Stony Brook University. They have their own police there. We used to take the train there. It's right off the train. The train literally drops you at the campus. So we used to take the train to Stony Brook University, get off right there and go skating. The campus was fucking dope to skate. It's in a bunch of skate videos, by the way. Shout out Gino Annucci. He used to skate there all the time, pro skater. But we used to go there all the time. And I had a buddy, he passed away, who used to rollerblade. And he was fucking sick at rollerblading. So he would always want to go there too. They had a bunch of good handrails for rollerblading. Whatever. We went once. It was me and my buddy, 2 of us, we were skating. And there was a bunch of bikers skating biking the same spot. I don't know if they were students, but they were definitely older than us. We were in high school. I was in middle school. I remember this now because I was under the age of. When did you guys get an ID? I'm going off on a tangent. I'll get there. All right. So, bunch of bikers, older, cop pulls up, whoop, whoop, and I'm literally probably 12, 13 years old. So I'm too scared to run, but everyone starts booking it. So I'm all right, I'm booking it. And then these bikers are yo, you can hop on the pegs if you want. They were willing to let us get us away on their bikes, me and my buddy. But I was I don't know those kids. They're older. No, I'm not hopping on the back of this kid's pegs to then get arrested, whatever. So we choose against that. And then me and my friend end up getting caught by the cop. Brings us to his car, doesn't put us in the car, but puts the skateboards in the car, which as a 12 or 13-year-old, that is more devastating than me being put in the car. I'm he's not going to take my board, right? Because that's a horror story you hear growing up is the cops will take your board. You don't imagine them doing it to a kid. They do it to the adult. So you're oh, fuck, dude, is he going to take my board? This sucks. And he's sitting there and he's asking, my buddy was 2 years older than me. So he had an ID. He had like a learner's permit. You know, he was 16, let's say. So maybe I was 14. And the cop's like, let me see your ID. And I was like, I don't have an ID. And he thought I was fucking with him. He thought I was just being like, oh, I don't know my ID on me. Motherfucker, I'm 14. What age did you guys get an ID at? I didn't get an ID till I got my learner's permit or when I went to high school and I had my student ID. But again, I'm in middle school, so I don't have a fucking student ID. My middle school didn't have student ID. So I'm in like no man's land, like just trying to get this cop to trust me. I'm like, dude, this is my name. This like I'm not lying to you. Just because I skateboard doesn't mean I'm fucking. I don't know, dude. It was weird. It was very weird. And like he got mad at me for not having an ID. But he ended up giving us our boards back and then told us we're banned from skating at the campus and to like get out of there. And we like believed it. We were like, oh fuck, we're banned. We gotta go. And we left. We got back on the train and we were devastated. I don't think I went back for like a year or two, but then I went back eventually because I was like, we're not fucking banned. That cop has no idea who we are. And every time I went after that, I just went with a bigger group. Like every time we went, we rolled like 10 deep now rather than like me and one other guy. And I feel like we knew we were going to get screwed over there. There was something like older kids told us, like, you got to roll deep because otherwise the cops will arrest like you individually for skating, but they won't arrest they're not going to catch 10 kids. You all just run different directions kind of thing. I think we learned that eventually and got there, but yeah, had to deal with them all the time. That's the like one like police one I could think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more, but definitely like an everyday occurrence, and not even in a dick way, not like, oh, I'm being an asshole, just like literally everywhere we skated people would call the cops or there'd be security guards because you're mostly skating at schools which just have security guards, or you're skating at like businesses and they call the cops. So unless you're there after hours, certain businesses you could only skate like, oh, I know that place is closed on Sundays, we'll go there on Sunday, otherwise you get kicked out. And you didn't want to travel too far to a place you were going to get kicked out of and then be in like no other spots nearby. You know, if you're in New York City, you get kicked out of a spot, big fucking deal. Go to the next spot, you know? It's a fucking spot in every street corner. So it's a little different. Anyways, I digress. Oh, wait, we got a couple super chats before. Let me get to those real quick. Let me make this big for a minute. We got Jay Ray in this bitch. He said, Gastelum says Dean was a movie. Oh, sorry, was a movie. A mole in Robbie Woodley camp. Yeah, I saw that tweet. We brought this up on Contender Series last night, which is fucking crazy. I'm gonna go back and pull it up because I have it in my text. Here it is. This is the same individual who acted as a mole during Robbie Lawler's camp, leaking crucial preparation details to Tyron Woodley's team ahead of their fight. A fight Woodley ultimately won via a brutal first-round knockout. His latest apology feels like genuinely remorse and whatever. Feels less genuine remorse, I should say. All right. So, if that's true, I mean, on one hand, it's like, okay, well, isn't that like, it's one thing to be like, ooh, I'm going to go to that gym so I can be a mole and get some insider info. It's another thing to be like, I train at multiple gyms, like I cross train, and I just happen to heard this about your opponent. I'm better friends with you. I'm going to tell you, you know, like, I'm trying to think right now. Who's someone who fucking Izzy? Who does anyone know where Izzy's training now? I know he left CKB. Let's just say he goes to fucking ATT. Just put that out there for a second. And now someone, let's say Saladin Parnas, who I know doesn't train there, but let's just say he trains at ATT, and he's like, I'm fighting Dan Hooker or whatever, and Izzy sees him doing some shit in the gym. You don't think Izzy's gonna fucking call up Dan Hooker and be like, yo, Dan, I saw this motherfucker doing this in the gym? Like, just as like we're boys, I'll give him that insider info kind of thing. That's fine to me. It's another thing to like, ooh, yo, I'm gonna go train there, covert ops for 6 months just to get insider info, and then I'll leak it all back to you, or you know, I'm gonna go there just to ask these questions, and then I'll tell you what they say. That's a little different. So we don't really have context, but whole situation with that is fucking crazy, dude. Thank you for the $2.99 Canadian from 1989 AS. He said, "Who kicks slower, Jillian or De Niro in The Irishman?" God, again with these movie references, guys. I remember The Irishman because it was on Netflix and it was like 8 hours long. But that's the reason I never watched it. Everyone's like, "Yeah, De Niro's face is CGI and it's fucking 8 hours long." I was like, "That sounds terrible. Why would I watch that?" You know? So I can't say I know what you're talking about. So I just naturally have to say Jillian. There it is. By the way, Gaff called this when she was fucking. I mean, I'm sure you guys all saw it / called it too. But when they showed her shadow boxing in the back, Gaff was like, what is that? That looks terrible." Like he was like, what is she doing?" So we saw how she ended up looking. That's all I'm saying. Thank you everyone for the super chats. All right, March of 34 in this beer. Shout out. He's the Reddit moderator for MK Reddit. What up, LIL? Hope you and the girlfriend are doing well. You said in the past live chat your last job at an actual news station sucked. It did. Your commute definitely sounded bad, no doubt, but if the station was closer and the commute was, say, maybe just 30 minutes, would it have been so bad? I have a few friends who do production at our local Fox studios, and in general, they do seem to like it, though they complain when they are in the news truck assignments that make them get up at the crack of dawn. Thanks for keeping MK together, homie. So, I mean, there's a few layers to this here. News is not my thing. I'm not the type of guy who's going to ever turn on the news. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, I know like right now I have like a dream job, guys. I'm sitting here talking to you about MMA. I have fucking multiple MMA shows I work on. Like, this is fucking perfect. So in that sense, it's like, why the fuck would I want to do news over this, But to compare it to a more straightforward, like, I don't know, some other shit I could be working on, like news versus corporate. Like a lot of the TD gigs are corporate gigs. There's like a CEO in front of his employees talking about their quarterly numbers and shit like that. Like, that shit's boring as fuck too. But sometimes those gigs are cool. You get free swag, you get fucking not insider info, but like, oh, this company's doing really well, Oh, this company teamed up with whoever. Sometimes there's celebrities there. That's how I met fucking like Henzo Gracie and shit. And not Henzo. I always say Henzo. Hickson. Henzo's the one in New York. And Bill Bradley on the Knicks. Like, I've just had like random people come through to corporate gigs where you're like, oh, there's a fucking celebrity here. That's cool. But the news, man, it fucking sucked. Also, like, I'm a little biased just because I only worked there for 2 months. I didn't know anyone there. Like, I just like got hired there and I didn't really like become friends with anyone in those 2 months either. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a very like lonely job, that kind of TDing, because I'm just in front of the board. I'm talking to the news anchors. That's literally who I'm talking. I have a microphone to talk to them and a foot pedal that like unmutes my microphone, and I'm sitting there like, coming back to you in 3, 2, 1, and I'm doing whatever else. But like, I'm not talking to other people around me. A producer might yell from the back and be like, I got a new slug in there, or something, like some new files I got to load in, whatever. I'll do that. But it was a like lonely job in that sense. Then the early mornings, then like I'd have like a 2-hour lunch break and I'd just fucking walk around New York City. Like, I don't mind walking around and shit, but I couldn't help but feel like this is a waste of a lot of time. I could be like doing something productive. I guess walking is somewhat productive, but you know what I mean? But I also feel like if you were someone who liked news, maybe that job would be more well suited for you. It'd be Andy on Ariel's show. Andy's the TD. She basically does what I did at the news station, but for an MMA show for Ariel. Like, that to me is like, oh, I would have way more fun doing that than I did at the news. It's essentially what I do now, but they have like a nice ass studio. I'm doing it from home. It's a little less. But yeah, so I don't blame anyone for liking it, but I can't do fucking news, bro. And I was pretty lucky because the station I worked at was pretty like middle leaning. Is that a word? This is how little I know about politics. They weren't too like Trumpy. They weren't too fucking left. They were just like, they covered the news kind of thing. In fact, they like prided themselves on that. So I did like that as someone who doesn't give a fuck about politics. Don't be like spewing bullshit from either direction, you know? But at the end of the day, I just don't fucking care about it regardless. So it was not enjoyable. I could think of a lot of better things to do than work at a news station. I got to be honest. Next up, we got Valen. He said, "Hey, Luke, we've had a couple of big events this year, but it also seems like we've had plenty of cards with very little to offer in terms of name value and stakes. Example, last week with no ranked fights outside of the main and co-main. With that said, what grade would you give this year so far for the UFC? And are there any fights you really hope to happen for the remainder of the year? Thanks. Big love from Ireland." Shout out Ireland. Deep breath there, because I don't want to like shit on the UFC like everyone else does all the time, because you guys already know I'm doing watch alongs every weekend. And not that I feel like I got to sell you guys on the UFC. I don't fucking care, you know, if you want to watch it or not. I hope you want to watch me watch it, but or listen or whatever. But I also like I have nothing to gain by defending their product, but as a fan, I want their product to be good, because it is like, even if their talent is getting they're letting lesser in, they still do have the best athletes in the world in the sport. Most of them, I'll say. So like I want them to do better. I feel like we as fans could think of like all these better fights than they're making, and that's what pisses me off. But as far as this year, I mean, in a sense, we got the White House card. That's like a pretty big deal. That was like a, a spectacle event that doesn't happen every year. It did happen with, UFC 300. It happened with Noche, which were those the same year? They might have been. Were they? I don't know. I think they were. So yeah, like that was a big year. I feel like, I don't know, dude. The last big year I could literally think of is like whenever the fucking what was it, 2016, 2017, like last time, like UFC 205, whenever that was. That was like the last, like, fuck yeah, UFC's on fire. Now it just feels like whatever. But again, I'm not bitching. I'm just like, just is what it is. You move forward. I don't know. What is it? Which one's coming up that looks pretty fucking dope? Is it the September one? I know they just did the Volk fucking, who's he fighting? Avloyev card, 333. That card looks stacked. I'm pretty sure the 331 looked pretty stacked. I can't remember now outside of the main and co-main who else is fucking on it, but I could be wrong. This last weekend was not stacked. Last weekend lucked out. It had fun fights, but on paper, that was one of the worst, if not the worst, pay-per-view of the year. And the last two fights definitely left a lot of people feeling that way as well, because that just took the life out of them. But man, I don't know, dude. This is a hard one because I need all the years like stacked up, and I need to be able to like, those cards were really fun. And I'm also like only thinking pay-per-views. It's hard to like also incorporate fight nights from previous years and be like, oh yeah. But you asked me for a grade, so I'll say a fucking B minus. I was gonna say C plus, that felt too harsh. B minus. And it's really just like the White House propping it up. And like, think what you want about Conor, but from a business standpoint, like we did have Conor fight this year too, even if it fucking sucked and it lasted whatever and he got injured. It like, they put on the bigger fights between the White House and Conor kind of thing. And then like, I don't know, man. It's fucking, it is what it is now, you know? But then you look at like a PFL card and you're like, oh, all right, the UFC still is like the ticket. It's just like, it sucks that ticket no longer feels like it used to. It no longer feels like, whoa, that's stacked. But again, 333, I think actually is. Shout out Pain Creation. He said, do you have any MMA training? Has being a fan ever sparked your interest in training? I mean, yeah, obviously. I'm saying obvious to the sparked your interest. As far as training, no. I've taken boxing classes. That's it. I have friends who train jujitsu, and drunkenly we will roll and I'll get choked out 10 times out of 10. It is fun. It is a learning experience. I by no means know anything. White belt for sure. But either way, of course it sparked my interest. The real thing I always think about is, and then I think of like, all right, I'm going to say a statement and then I'm going to think of like E. Casey Leiden, and it's going to be like, well, look at E. Casey Leiden. But I'm like, I feel like I'm just like a little older now where I'm like, I don't really want to get punched in the head, you know? Like, I'm not going to like pursue it, obviously, but I'm also like, fuck, man, I've taken enough damage, like skating and shit to my fucking brain where I'm like, do I really want to fucking start getting punched in the head? No. And then it's like, do you want to learn like jujitsu? And it's like, sure. And then it's like, do you really want to fucking roll on the ground with other grown men for fucking sweaty for hours? No, that doesn't really sound funny. You know, like kind of like admire it from afar. But I also feel like I've always said if fucking Ray Longo or something was like, we're doing a video, 6-week training camp, 8-week training camp, whatever, you right now off the streets, and you're doing a fucking rough and rowdy fight at the end of it or some shit, I'd be like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. You know, like I need that. I need someone to just like give me the opportunity and here you go. We're doing this. And I'd be like, all right, I'm in. But otherwise, I'm like, the other thing is like time, bro. I feel like I have so little time as it is. And to fucking add that is like, ugh, and money. I don't make a lot of money. I just talked about how I love what I do. That when you love what you do, you probably don't make good money. If you do, that's fucking the best thing you could ask for, honestly. But yeah, time is a motherfucker. I had Oscar Willis tell me yesterday that I work too much. And I don't know if that's just because he's Oscar Willis and he thinks any work is too much, or if he, was onto something. And I'm like, you son of a bitch, maybe I gotta. But then I'm like, what would I even stop doing? I don't know, man. These are thoughts rolling in my head. Raindrops falling on my head. That's a song, right? Next up, we got David Wilson, 4572. He said, looking forward to RDR light heavyweight debut for the UFC. Fuck yeah, brother. The only I did just put out my bet breakdown yesterday. I'm taking RDR money line, so now I can say what I wanted to say, which is I'm fucking nervous. I'm excited. I'm nervous though. I didn't feel like RDR was the biggest middleweight. I know he's fought at light heavyweight. I know he's fought even higher than light heavyweight and won, but I feel like is light heavyweight his ideal weight class? I feel like middleweight was. There was a reason he started his UFC career there. You know what I mean? And then I'm also like, Dolidze sneakily 3-0 at light heavyweight in the UFC. I knew the one against Anthony Smith, which was like a late last minute, whatever, we'll do it at 205. But his first 2 UFC fights were also at 205, which I didn't fucking realize. So now I'm like, fuck, man, Dolidze is the type of person too to like that we're all gonna hate after this because he upset RDR that time when we all bet on him, So I'm nervous, but I did bet on him, rooting for him. Dolidze's 38, hoping that has something to do with it. Dolidze's been sub before. Anthony Hernandez, we all remember that ragdoll situation. RDR could sub him if he gets him to the fucking ground. The problem with RDR is he's fucking like, he has like 7 minutes of cardio, not even. He gets like one takedown and then he's like, I am gassed, brother. We're done here, And then he fucking, this isn't a 5-rounder. His last 2 were 5-rounders and he looked like shit in them. His last 3 were 5-rounders. The Whitaker fight, he looked good, but I thought Whitaker was winning that up until Whitaker got dropped. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure. I'm surprised it's not the co-main. The bout order in general on this weekend's card is super weird. That's not the co-main, but they have fucking Sergey Spivak and fucking Vitor Petrino as the co-main. That makes no sense to me. And then Chris Padilla, Nasrat Hakparas, which is like one of my favorite fights on the card. Maybe, like top 3, literally, is buried on the prelim. Like it's not even the featured prelim. It's just like buried on the prelims. The featured prelim, I also have a little beef with because that should fucking be bumped up. Fuck putting a really good fight as the featured prelim. You could still put you could put Mason Jones and fucking Markel Medeiros as the featured prelim, and that would be just fine. And then bump up Jamal Emmers and fucking Le'Veon Douglas is back, and they got him on the prelims. Prelims might be better than the fucking main. I'm just saying. We did just get a super chat. I got to check it out. It is from. I have such bad. I gotta like zoom on one of these things. I have like 4 different things open and none of them are zoomed in. Here we go. From Les McDanger with the $20 from somewhere. Thank you, brother. Hey, Luke, how about a numbered event where all the MK team are on site in the city doing media? No need to go to the event. Luke T would be a no, but the days before interviewing being donks would be great. I love that idea. I'm just going to be realistic with you that we don't have a budget for anything like that. You know what I mean? Like there is no there's no fund. So I once said, or Luke and Brian once said they were going to do MK in your house or whatever and go to a lucky fan or unlucky fan's house and, do a show there, blah, 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 blah. And I always push back because they were like, Long Island, can we do this? And I was always like, with what money? They act like I just have this like lump sum of cash. And I'm like, I'll book our flights, like what money, we get paid from all the smoke. They pay us each individually. I don't not putting my money down to go fucking if all the smoke wants to be like, hey, we want you guys to do that. But that's the thing, that's never really happened. The other thing is they suggested at that time, Luke and Brian, like, let's use the merch money and just fund it that way. And we could have possibly at a time, like when we first launched the merch, because it like flew off the shelves, but like, brother, the merch this month we've sold like barely anything, so I'm like, even if we fucking, and I pay Luke every month and pay myself every month for the merch, so by now like there is no like fund, because we've paid each other. If we like kept it in a pool, we might have a pool to pull from, but we don't. And then like this weekend, like Gaff and I going to Philly, that was basically us, Gaff and I, doing our best to like essentially what you just wanted. Like, dude, let's just fucking go. It's close enough. It's cheap enough. We'll pay out of pocket for a hotel. We'll pay out of pocket for travel. We'll just fucking go to the event. We'll film a bunch of shit. We'll put some stuff together. And honestly, Gaff and I had a blast. We definitely didn't we definitely didn't make anything close to the money back that we spent, but we were both like, yeah, we got to do this again in another city kind of thing. Like we were saying an Apex card in Vegas would be a shitload of fun, or just a random fight night or something. Like we go to, not Edmonton, but I know that's like one coming up. Like we go to Edmonton or something. It would be cool. So yeah, I would say expect that from me and Gaff more than MK, but really just because we have to pay for it ourselves. And we're willing to do that kind of shit because we want to grow the channel. And yeah. All right. Next question. Mom Femi Drano. Shout out Mom Femi Drano. Remember when Gaff was like, Drano? Who do you think is next for Yaroslav Amosov? I'd love to see him get Gary or Jack Della. At 32 years old and a 30-1 record, he's not exactly a prospect. You have to slow play. So I was talking to Chuck Mindenhall not yesterday, Monday, and I was like, we were talking about Ian Gary, and I said, if you got to take every matchmaking thing with a this has to happen first. So first thing that has to happen, Islam sits out 6 months, whatever it is. Next thing that happens, they make Prates Morales fight each other. This isn't what I want, by the way. This is just the scenario I'm laying out. They make Prates Morales fight each other. So now there's a clear number one contender. In the meantime, Ian Gary Amosov. Now, winner of Ian Gary Amosov can fight loser of Prates Morales, and winner of Prates Morales can fight Islam. It makes a lot of sense. More realistic scenario is they just give the shot to Prates. You do Morales, Gary, and now Amosov's kind of on the back burner. I don't love the Jack Della matchup just because I want Jack Della to get one back or at least have a winnable fight. That doesn't feel very winnable. Jack Della Leon, I've been pushing for a while, man. They both need a win. They have the same manager. It feels like the time. Just get one. The UFC has been doing these matchups constantly, but they won't fucking do it for 2 former champions. They have fucking, who are the 2 fucks they had the other week? It was Robert Valentine and some other fuck who like it was winless in the UFC, and they're like, let's put these two against each other. Someone has to win. It's like no one can. These guys both aren't good. Why are we like forcing this? At least here you got two former champions that you can throw to a fucking young prospect and make them kill him, the way you love, the way you constantly do. This makes perfect sense. Put them up against each other. What's the worst that can happen? A fucking draw. And then we all go, all right, just get them both out of here. But seriously. So I don't love the Jack. How about winner of Bonfim Brady, but he's got to wait a little bit for that. Yeah, and then otherwise there's like Usman, winner of Buckley Malat or Medic. Yo, Medic Amasov, I know it's not like they're 11 and 12 right now, so it's not exactly like, ooh, let me match those two up, but it does feel a little like that fight would actually fucking bang. That would be a lot of fun. Shout out Saul for gifting the $2. Appreciate you, Saul. He said, ever have any street fights, or are you just a chill guy? I'm just a chill guy doing chill things, being chill. Man, chill people never say that. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I've definitely like thrown the stray punch in a fucking bar brawl. Like my boys are getting into it, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll hit this guy, but then I'm gonna stand back and act like, well, I didn't do shit, But yeah, no. I'm definitely not an angry drunk or anything. I'm like happy go lucky friends with everyone kind of guy. So yeah. And if someone's being a dick, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm also like not a big guy, so I can like not size someone up, but like size someone up and be like, yeah, this dude would probably kick my ass. I'm gonna just ignore this situation, But yeah. Just chill guy doing chill things, being chill. Shout out to Les McDanger. They became a member. Appreciate you, Les. You'll be able to watch the Philly blog when it drops, as well as all the other perks, There you go. There you fucking go. All right, guys. What do we got next? Another one from Valen. He said, yo, Luke, who do you think could be potential headliners, co-main and main, for MVPFL's first branded card after the official switch in 2027? Usman leaving. Dakota has both hands broke. Seems to me like Paul Hughes needs to be in the conversation, but I want to know what you think. Sound man. Well, do they have access to like Francis? You know what I mean? Like anyone who fought on that MVP on Netflix card, I assume is up for grabs. So now we're talking Francis. We're talking Ronda, even though she said she wouldn't come back, but let's just put her name in the hat for a second. Mike Perry, Nate Diaz. I mean, realistically, you could make a good fight with any of those four as an A side, You could do. Fuck, none of them are close to Paul Hughes. I was going to say, if you could imagine they do like shit. You can't, though. If Paul Hughes wants to come up. Oh, I guess if Nate could make 55. Bro, imagine Nate Paul Hughes or something. That actually, like, I'm never into Nate fights. I would actually be fucking into that. Otherwise, you got like AJ McKee too. We're not thinking of. You could do like AJ McKee. I'm relying too much on Nate Diaz. I don't know, man. They're going to be struggling. They're definitely going to be struggling. But if you have Netflix, then I assume you have any free agent available kind of thing. So they could get names. They could get like a fucking. Is Masvidal a free agent? Because remember, Masvidal fought on that boxing shit. But he's always like rumored to be coming back to the UFC, even though no one cares. But you could do like Masvidal and fucking, I don't know. Is there anyone at 170 in PFL that anyone cares about? I don't know, man. They're fucked. Let's just be real. I wish them luck, but I don't see it. Cosmo says UFC 332 main event prediction. The only realistic options I see are women's bantamweight and flyweight championship, interim light heavyweight, or BMF. So I'll say I've heard a rumor, and it is one of those titles you just named. Let's just go through these rankings. So bantamweight, women's bantamweight, this is, we have to assume would be Kayla Amanda. I don't know. I feel like we would be hearing rumors about this. Maybe. The other one is flyweight. We assume Natalia, right? Natalia and Valentina. That could be on it, but main event? Interim light heavyweight. Oh, because Olberg's. I don't know, man. I think they would have done. Excuse me. I think they would have done the Olberg or the light heavyweight interim by now if. Because I feel Olberg says he's going to be back in like January. At this point, you could almost book Olberg. You know, like why are you going to just book an interim like a couple months before? I know they've done weird things like that, but they rarely like. They normally do the interim pretty early on, which is what pisses people off even more. Like if they did it like a month after Olberg became champ, we'd be like, what the fuck? He just became champ, you know? But I guess we'd also be like, yeah, well, I guess he is that. And then the other one you named was BMF, which like, guys, BMF is the stupidest fucking title in combat sports, but you can make a fun fight with it, but I still fucking hate it. Yeah. I've heard a rumor for a BMF fight on that card, and it's a fun fight, don't get me wrong, but I hate the BMF so much that I don't care. If that makes any sense. But yeah, it is weird that they announced like the full 333 card and they have no fucking 332 main event. But they have announced some fun fights on 332. Isn't Figgy and Talbot on that? That's a fun fight. Interesting fight. I'm excited for it. All right, let's see. What is we got? Oh well, we got another super chat. Why is that bugging out? Let me see what this super chat be. It is from Les McDanger. Thank you for the $10. He said, I assume BC and Oscar give you some insider info. Give the fans something we don't know, or who's headliner for 332. BC doesn't give me. I mean, BC won't even answer my. No, BC definitely didn't give me anything. Oscar didn't give me anything either. Also, it's insider info. No, I'm not gonna lie. I do ask like a lot of people. I'm like, have you heard any rumors for whatever? And then people tell me their opinion. And a few people have mentioned the same fight for 332. So without saying who it is, whatever. But to the credit, I don't know if BC's ever no, that's a lie. BC has told me about fights before. But not recently. I will say that much. But yeah, thank you for the $10. Sorry, I hate to be a tease and I don't want to be, but I also don't really want to say things that I shouldn't say. So there you go. Next up, we got Jake Lawton. He said, do you know how downloaded videos affect views? I often download videos and watch them later, but sometimes if I don't have a connection, it doesn't show up in my history. Just wondering if it still counts to views. Jake, I have no idea, dude. And when you say download them, do you mean like within YouTube or like download them onto your computer? Because I'm going to say if you download it onto your computer, I'm going to assume no, it does not count as a view. But if YouTube has some feature kind of like Spotify does, where like you can download locally shit so that if you don't have internet, you can still pull it up, then maybe. But probably once you go back to internet, like I don't know. Because I do that when I'm going on a plane. I'll like download podcasts on Spotify. So I like have them locally. But I'm not sure. Yo, shout out Dorito Ho, who just gifted 5 fucking memberships. Let's go, Dorito Ho. Appreciate you. Dorito Ho up in this bitch. That's 5 more people who get to watch the Philly doc. Let's go. I'm going to say that from now on. Anytime anyone gets a membership, that's X amount of people who get to watch the Philly doc. All right, it's funny, guys. It's worth it. Octopus with no friends is last, and he says, "What is your favorite Pokemon?" Valen says, "Phenomenal question." David Wilson says, "And why is it Blastoise?" Guys, I hate to do this to you, but I feel like this is like another movie question. My favorite fucking Pokemon? I don't know. Pikachu? Like I Squirtle. I'm just gonna name all the Pokemon I know right now. Charizard. You know, like I think that's it. What are the other ones? Mewtwo. Remember Mewtwo, motherfuckers? My extent of Pokemon is when I was 7 years old. I think I was 7 years old. 1999. Does that add up to anyone? 1998, maybe it was. Uh, Pokemon came out, and it was all the rage. And I remember I got my first card on the school bus. Someone like traded it to me for like a fucking piece of gum or something, and it was a Charizard. And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then me and my brother started like collecting them for like, I don't know, a month maybe. I had a small collection, maybe like 20. Then I remember my sisters are like, 10 years older, and they were also into Pokemon. Like Pokemon was like any age when it came out. It was crazy. I mean, I'm sure today it's any age too. But you know what I mean? I always thought it was a kid's thing because I was a kid when it came out. Um but dude, I don't know. By the time I was like 10, I feel like Pokemon were out of the house. I don't even know what we did with them. We probably sold them at like a garage sale or some shit. But yeah, I never got into Pokemon. And then there was that shit, that game where people what the fuck was that, dude? It was almost like Snapchat with Pokemon. And it was like you'd see like motherfuckers running down the street with like their phone out, like, "Oh my god, there's a hot spot here," or something. And like, dude, like grown ass men like would leave the bar to like go catch a Pikachu or whatever. It was the weirdest fucking thing. It was so weird, but people were into it. I can't deny that I was the odd one out, not into it. I got to say that. The Snapchatty one. Was it on Snapchat or was it like its own thing? It looked like Snapchat. It was like a map. It was crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. All right, but that's it for the members' questions. Now we can get to the chat. Appreciate everyone who asked a question. Now let's see what else you MFers got to say. Oh, well, first of all, C Shank just came in hot. He's like, "Oh, you're going to go to these questions? How about 10 fucking memberships? Let's fucking go, C Shank. That's 10 more people who get to watch the Philly doc. Let's fucking go." Also, I just realized I'm wearing this shirt. Guys, you can get this as well at maincardminute.com if you want to buy some merch, support your boy. It is almost hockey season, 2 more months. I believe it's September 29th. First day back. First day back. Already got hit up yesterday about the fucking fantasy hockey chat or draft, I should say. I was like, "It's fucking hockey season already, brother." Oh shit. Now we got another one from Saul, and it's even worse. Saul, thank you for the $2. Fuck it. Favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monster. Brother. I'm even worse with you. I literally don't know one Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember hearing the word Yu-Gi-Oh! Was it a TV show? Or both? I gotta sneeze. Was it a TV show or cards or both? I had a friend into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I like couldn't go over his house. I was like, "Brother, I'm not watching Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh!" Whatever it was. Because he'd be like, "Yo, come over, we'll play Yu-Gi-Oh!" It's like, no, we'll play catch, Like I'm trying to play sports, brother. But yeah, clearly, Saul, what's yours? Tell me yours. How about that? That'll be my way of learning about it. All right, guys, let's get to this. March of 34 said, "Having this at 8 a.m. on Wednesday gives me throwback feels to when MK was on at that time." Let's go. 8 a.m. in the West. Who allowed this man an open mic? We're talking the fucking Lazy song. New week, same question. What are we puffing on, Mr. LIL? Unfortunately, same answer. The strawberry cough. But I said this last week. I said I'd probably have a new strain by this week. I didn't. Guys, the Philly trip really put me behind a few days. I feel like I'm so far behind. And the fact that I'm editing this Philly vlog, which I'm really enjoying, it's taking a lot of my attention away from shit I should be working on, which sucks. So that's why I woke up super early today to try and have a little more time to get shit done. Another thing is I'm trying to end this by 1 p.m., which is in an hour and 10 minutes. So if we even get there, we got plenty of time left. But trying to just, cram some shit in. I am recording a new prop quiz tonight, late night tonight. Possibly the latest recording of the show ever. I guess I could tell you who that is because you guys already know who that is, but it's the semifinal matchup of Adam Martin and Alex Bahunin. So be on the lookout for that on Friday. I'm going to just mute this while I blow my nose. All right. So yeah, I'll have some new bud next week probably. Oh, but I do want to hit this. I was just packing it. I don't know if I mentioned that. But yeah, let me hit it. I'm going to make sure it stays off screen because I don't want you guys to see how dirty the water is. I did clean it before Gaff stream last night, but then we did Gaff stream. So cheers. Oh yeah, baby. Acting up with my integers. We in this motherfucker. AM Bong Rips. Fucking great card last night. That was a dope card. I thought you were joking at first. My days are so thrown off that I'm like, UFC wasn't last night. And then I'm like, oh, he's talking in Contender Series. And I was there for it. And I kind of forgot all about it. But yeah, it was a dope card. Bro, Namo Fazil got knocked the fuck out was sick. That was actually really sick. And I was rooting for him. I said, we need more people like him. He's polarizing. Would have liked to see that happen in the UFC, not on Contenders here, like him brutally knocked out after having like a ton of hype. But it's kind of funny too that the UFC, I know Rebellis was in the UFC already, but they literally like brought Rebellis back and they fucking made Fazil, is that how you say it? I think so. Fight on Contender Series. Kind of fucked. Dancing my ass off. This shit is a banger. That shit slaps. The LIL multiverse. UFC is so trash now. I'm all on F1 and tennis now, bruh. My best friend loves F1. It's always like dumb early in the morning, I feel like, on like a Sunday. After being up all night from UFC on Saturday, like I'm rarely ready to watch people go in circles for fucking 2 hours, LIL is the Doctor Strange of MMA. I don't even know who Doctor Strange is. Like I've heard that, but I don't actually know what that is. Shit, I'll even watch golf. No, golf is when you've gone too far. Actually, tennis might be worse than golf. I got to be honest. Did you go to any museums while in Philly, or are you allergic? Haha, JK. We went to the Museum of Art because we didn't go inside of it, but that's where the Rocky steps are and the Rocky statue. So we did technically step foot on museum property, all right? But no, to answer your question, no. We did though. I got to give Gaff and I a little credit here. In like 3 to 4 hours, we saw literally every site in Philly except the Liberty Bell. I feel like we literally hit like every fucking site, saw it for 5 minutes, and then we're like, next. They're all super walkable. We took like one Uber maybe, but still, we were in the heart of it. We were right by like City Hall, Love Park, and shit, and then from there you can just kind of go everywhere. Blackbird said, I saw 2 main car minute stickers in Huntington Village outside the Paramount last week. Let's go. That's your boy, by the way. I mean, I live in Huntington, and you best believe every fucking sign has one on it. But that's fucking dope. They're also in the Paramount in the bathroom. Shout out. Shout out to Paramount, guys. I'm going there on Friday. Oh, fuck. I just realized that. I'm going to see Chance the Rapper on Friday. Fuck. That's another reason I got to get work done because I'm not going to have shit. Well, I guess that's Friday night anyway. But still, I don't even really like Chance the Rapper. We just saw he was playing down the road. We were like, word, let's go. In honor of Philly, I muted Islam's walkout and played Freeways. What we do. Let's go. Freeway. I would rather watch Gino push. I've been slapping them around. Local dispos. Let's go. Octo, I was so hyped. The girlfriend just didn't understand. Danger Mouse is going to Cage Warriors in November. I told him to slap some main card minute, one more round, and JBR stickers around Manchester. Yeah, he should. Gaff and I were slapping him up in Philly. Not that many, I will say, but definitely a few. We talking bets or taking bets? Talking bets for UFC Sac? Yeah, sure. What do you want to talk? I'll give you my main card bets just because I haven't even gone through the prelims yet. But main card, I'm taking Anthony Wint money line. He's a minus 1,000 favorite, guys, but there's like no value on that fight unless you want to take the over. Him by knockouts minus 900. I didn't look at him by sub. It's definitely still minus money. And then fight does not go the distance is like minus 1,400. So there's nothing really good there. I'm taking him money line. I'm taking Carly Judice money line. Judice. Because she's fucking nice with it. And I hope that doesn't burn me. She's like a minus 4 something favorite. Mason Jones, I'm taking by decision. That is a single, only because I couldn't really find a good single on this card. And I think Mason Jones is going to win and probably not finish Medeiros. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll take decision. I got RDR parlayed with Fluffy Hernandez. That's plus money, those two together. I got fight does not go the distance in the co-main. And by the way, that's parlayed with Carly and Wint. And that's plus money. So it's 3 plays there. And yeah, just quick glance at the prelims. Chris Padilla, I saw it was a pick'em. If he goes to dog money, I mean, regardless, I'll probably throw him in a parlay. But if he goes to dog money, I'm taking him as a single. Le'Veon Douglas, I'll probably take by knockout. I haven't looked at the odds. Chanel Dyer, I'll probably take money line. I was gonna say maybe knockout, but Marcio Barboza should win, but I'm pretty sure he's a big favorite. I don't know the odds on the Gage Young fight or the guy he's fighting, but I'm leaning Gage Young unless that guy's like a killer. I don't really know. I got to look into it. Wes Schultz, Jackson McVeigh, battle of the lookalikes. Yeah, that's another fight of like, why are these guys fighting each other? But, you know, UFC going UFC. Ever tried a strain called African Green Mamba? No. Not going to lie. Long story short, one of the only times I've been handcuffed, I was coming down off salvia. Doesn't sound fun. Luke, dictator Danny Segura is billing me into changing my new pound for pound of oral by threatening to never show a comment of mine ever again until I change my pick to someone else. This is a democracy, bro. I got picked up and thrown in a holding cell when I was a minor, had a pipe and some nugs on me. Cop confiscated it and let me go after like 4 hours in hold. Motherfucker smoked my shit. I know it. That's fucking hilarious. Got arrested for arson as a minor. The cop called me Smokey on the ride to the precinct. Rightfully so. I mean, what were you burning, brother? I heard Dean was actually burrowing underground like a mole the whole time as well. I had someone message me asking if I paid for all the songs I make when I'm promoting. I do. Brother, I wish. The free swag is as far as it goes. Long Island News. You heard it here first. The dude who got Von Flu choked was juiced as fuck. That shit was we literally went, this guy's not going to get a contract. This fight is so boring. And then they're like, he's out or he's out. He's out. We're like, oh shit. Subbed him. Funnest contender series lineup next week. Looking forward to Bellamere in the main event, obviously. Hell yeah. Even Oscar said he's looking forward to Bellemere. Feel like he's never on the Contender Series train. LIL, Ami debut in Ring of Combat. Yeah, let's go, bro. Luke versus Ben the Bane in MMA. See, but Ben actually trains. I feel like Ben would beat my ass at this point. But you know that white boy worked too much. I was looking at Spider-Man 2 meme when you sang the raindrops falling on my head. Discord is broken on mobile today. Can't get anything to load. Lazy Line is missing news. I think RDR will have better cardio in the tank without the big cut. I think he's not big for 205, but huge for 185, really. Appreciate the content lately. LIL is a man of the people. Let's go something clever. If you went to Edmonton, I'd come say hi. Yeah, I'm not going to go to Edmonton. It'd have to be domestic. I don't want to have to go through customs just to go to a fucking fight night. That sounds like pain in the ass, you know. Unless it's country I'm like dying to visit. Which I've been to Canada. Never been to Edmonton, I got to be honest, but sign Justin Jackson and do the rematch. Rematch against who? Are you saying UFC signed Justin Jackson? I did all my street fighting before I found weed. I never fought a street. It's great when you go to a live event and something special happens. I went to a random fight night in Nashville years ago, and it turned out to be the debut of Habib and John Anik. That's dope. Oh, wait. So that was fucking Melvin Gollard or something was in the main event, right? This was just a prop quiz question recently. I wouldn't fight street. He's from the streets, and he's a street fighter. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Les. BMF is a real possibility for 332 main, sadly. Second most likely option is interim light heavyweight. Not able to stay for the whole live chat, but here's some memberships. Let's go, Dorito Ho. That was from before, but appreciate you. We just got hoed. Oh, within YouTube, you can download. This is, I'm assuming, what we're talking about. One of those must have come to someone who blocked me. Who would block a legend? Brother Dorito, you nailed that. Have some memberships to some donks. Crazy that lazy we got blocked. Fuck is wrong with people? Man, nothing makes me feel old like people in their 30s talking about Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I collected Pokemon, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the one for me. Only thing I know about Pokemon is the surprise Pikachu meme. We got shanked. Pokemon Go thing used all the user data to pivot into AI surveillance. LOL. Who's the worst current host of Morning Kombat, and why is it Chuck? It's definitely not Chuck, brother. The worst current is me. The one time I had to fucking co-host because I just got too much shit going on. My favorite Pokemon was the Nidoran, but only the male, so I could evolve it into Nidoking. Wasn't there a dragon with blue eyes or something like that? Maybe. Oof. Grandpa Long Island Luke. Someone could give 100 subs in a channel with 5 people watching and I still wouldn't score. LOL. I'm 40 and start collecting 80s BMX. Let's go. Shutdown 79. Is your account set up as a brand account? Both show and cards red, eyes black, dragon, my fave, LOL. But you seem like a fan of Dark Magician Girl. There you go. That's mine right there. My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Magician Girl. Digimon would evolve into a toaster with hydraulics. Shit was wild. Dan Tom went crazy on his prop quiz debut. Yeah, how'd you guys like that one? That was one of the few I like didn't catch live because Gaff and I were like out and about in Philly. I got back to my hotel room. You guys will see it in the vlog, and I like caught the end of it. I like have it up, but I normally like to see how everyone's enjoying it. But yeah, Final Four is set. Adam Martin, Alex Bahunin, and Mike Bond, Dan Tom. Mike Bond, Dan Tom. It rolls right off, you know. Adam having to take on his boy. Alex be winning. Dirty bong water is the smelliest thing. Yeah. Yeah. How often do you clean your bong? I had to clean every 7 to 10 days at most. When there's a UFC card on Saturday, I usually clean it on the Saturday. Like I'll basically clean it Saturday morning before the stream because I know you guys are going to judge me. But what I've been underestimating is that we've been going live on Tuesdays and I've been going live on Wednesdays, and now I'm like, fuck. Now I got to clean it twice a week. But it's the type of thing like if I wasn't going on camera where I thought you might get a glimpse, or if I like wasn't having people over, it's just going to stay dirty for mad long. If I'm having people over, I don't want them to be like, ew, dude, I don't want to hit your bong. My nose is so fucking itchy right now. I got to blow it again. Hold on. Ugh. So yeah, I should clean it more often. I'm not going to lie, but I'm also not going to lie. I don't clean it that often. Yeah, that smoke looks like some strawberry cough. Ever put orange juice in your bong instead of water? No. That sounds fucking sticky and gross. What happened? Long Island was busy chasing Vag while we were watching anime. Shout out to Clutch Attitude, who I think re-upped their membership or just tried to fucking send a member message. And shout out to fucking Switched On him, who became a member. Let's go. Appreciate you. Movies, video games, cartoons. Never heard of them. Long Island Luke. You're kind of right, though. I've see movies is a stretch. You guys always hit me with like fucking Oscar winning movies. Yeah, I don't watch those. I watch comedies. All right. You want to hit me with a comedy? I feel like we'll go back and forth. Give me a blind ranking comedy or something. Give me a fucking top 5 this actor, this comedian movies or something. Boom, nailing it. Video games, I only played sports video games. I'm not gonna lie. And like Skate and Tony Hawk. That counts though, right? That's sports. I did occasionally like I had friends who had Call of Duty Black Ops and Halo Reach. Played both of those in college, but I never owned them or anything. I never had Live. That's why Xbox Live. I only had fucking Xbox, so I would just play like create your player and like 2K. Hell yeah, Chance should be a fun show. Yeah, it's like the what is it? The 15-year anniversary of Coloring Book? Or 10-year? I don't even know at this point. So I'm assuming he's doing that album. I don't know. Chance has the best marriage advice. What is it? I don't even know. I'm assuming that's like an inside joke. Only rapper I know about is Pimp C. All right. Sick bag of sour diesel, big dog. Let's go. Getting a tooth taken out in a few hours. You're funny if you think I'm not risking dry sockets. Someone's got to smoke this weed. You shouldn't, bro. I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Well, on one side, like kind of recently. It was pre-COVID, but like, yes, 7 years ago, something like that. And I asked them straight up. This was before weed was legal in New York. And I asked them straight up. And then fucking right after they pulled them out, I was like, how soon can I smoke? And they were like, you got to wait a week. And I was like, okay. And then they're like, oh, but you're so young. You shouldn't smoke cigarettes. And then I was like, I don't smoke cigarettes. And then they all laughed. And I was like, got him, you know? It was one of the finer moments. Didn't even intend to make a joke, but I was just like, I'm talking about smoking weed, but I'm not going to tell you I'm talking about smoking weed. But I will say I did wait the week and it was kind of worth it. Obviously, it sucked, but like the high from the first, I still remember I fucking got baked right after, and then I had to like go pick up like pizza or something for me and my girlfriend, and I just remember being so baked, like walking to the pizza place. So it was kind of cool. That being said, if like, people are like, I'm gonna take a break for tolerance. I don't know. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. But those who do it, it's definitely worth it. Glad LIL and Gaff didn't run into that weirdo who's chasing people around Philly in a freaky doll mask. Is that a real thing? First we had UFC cock, now we have UFC sack. Let's go. Is that the hashtag UFC sack? That sucks because I just fucking wrote a bunch of things with UFC Sacramento. Isn't it crazy that the biggest point has been Dean Thomas instead of the title fights? Fight quality has been down bad. I mean, I don't disagree about the fight quality, but I also like it's not that crazy because it's almost like the fights went, the two title fights we're talking about almost went how we all thought. Like everyone thought it was going to be fucking. Why is my shit buffering? All right, it's back. Is this shipping glitching out for anyone else or is it just me? Hopefully it's just me. I feel like the two title, at least the way I went. In fact, you'll see in the vlog, I predicted the morning of. I said Dern unanimous decision, Islam unanimous decision. And I feel like because of that and because of like how anticlimactic they kind of both were, besides round 2 of the main event, and the fact that Dean's doing something that never really happens, it's like that is the biggest story at this point. You know what I mean? Lazy says it's all good on his end. I'm thinking it's just this fucking TV bugging out, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it is interesting. Not gonna lie, I'm surprised how many know Spanish here. Seen some names on the Danny live chat. Dude, I'll say that Hablemos MMA, I like clicked on a link recently and it wasn't live, but it was like AI translated into English for me. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like it had like a fake Danny voice. And I was like, dude, this is AI's interpretation of how Danny would sound in English. But I did find it interesting. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I was like, I guess I can listen to Hablemos MMA. I did not realize that was the thing I could listen to. Why would I fight my friend? Am I John Jones? Ever had early lemonberry strain? It's the go-to for me every day. No, but it sounds really good. Anytime there's like fruit in the names, I feel like that's a trick. Like I've noticed the ones with fruit in the names never have that high THC. So I feel like that's a trick for people who are just going to blindly trust a name. But I'll say the trick works because I'm always like, that sounds really fucking good. Love it, Tom. One of the tastiest. The guy who was co-main on Contender Series was Juiced Miller. I can't think of who was in the co-main. Oh, he got the huge upset over Rodriguez. Oh, yeah, he got the fucking Von Flu, right? Yeah, he looks pretty big. I'd say working with Luke Thomas is as fun as having anal warts. No, it's a lot better than that. Have you not seen Bellamere? No, I have. Shout out Andrew Nance, ringing up his membership. Whatever happened to your rib? Dude, I'm so happy you brought this up. Oh my God. I just got an update on this and it's so funny. So I'm going to just assume it wasn't broken. It started to feel better after a month, probably. Like, because that happened on 4th of July. So we're now about 6 weeks removed. And like right now, I'm touching it. Like everything is fine. I'm truthfully like back to normal, which is fantastic. I don't really know when, maybe like a week or two ago, it was finally like, okay. 3 weeks or so, I was like 90%, but I still had a little pain. Now I'm totally good. Okay. Never told my sister and brother-in-law that this happened. They were we were like visiting them in Massachusetts when this happened in pool basketball, right? Never told them it happened because I don't know. We just like don't talk that often like that. So I just whatever. It never came up. My sister texts me. I think it was Saturday when we were at the fights, and she's like, "Luke, is it true that you broke your rib on the 4th of July?" And I was like, "Nah, I injured it bad, but I don't think I broke it. Like it's fine now, whatever." And I'm like, it was all from when her friend Rob, like fucking me and him were like going at it. I was like, it was definitely from Rob or whatever. And she's like, Rob uh tore his rotator cuff. This motherfucker, I thought I broke a rib. He tore his rotator cuff in pool basketball. Why'd we both get so fucking brutally injured in a 4th of July game? I'll tell you why, because we were both shit faced. But crazy, dude. And he's like a big ass dude. I don't know how he tore his shit, but it's funny that neither like I could have just texted my sister like 2 days later and been like, "Oh, I fucked up my rib," and she would have been like, "He fucked up his rotator cuff." But it took me fucking 6 weeks to figure it out. But it's pretty funny either way. Don't get me wrong, Edmonton is absolute butt cheeks. Dumpsville. It's ribbed for pleasure. Burger King or McDonald's? McDonald's all day, bro. Not even a fucking question. Burger King, like the Whopper is good. The Whopper is good, but that's it. Chicken from Burger King sucks. McDonald's just has better everything. That's it. Thoughts on GTA 6 leaks? If someone didn't ask Gaff about GTA 6 yesterday, I would have had no idea that we were even up to that number. I don't know. I got nothing for you. I don't know what the leaks are. I'm just, what leaked gameplay. I mean, I didn't see it either way. So I haven't played GTA since fucking Vice City. No, San Andreas. Here's all the fucking PS. I got a PS2. We got GTA 3. We got Vice City, and we got San Andreas, and that was all my GTA. We played the shit out of those, but it was only those 3, right? Like when did 4 come out after San Andreas? Love me some Dan Tom. I will not tolerate Chuck slander. Me neither. I want to say that Chuck Chuck texted me on fight night after all those underdogs kept winning. Like I think it was right after Chidi and Jokuani beat Joel Alvarez, and he's like, Long Island, how are your bets doing with all these upsets? And I was like, oh, we're doing all right. I didn't bet too many money line bets, so it's all good. And then he goes, I'm just saying, feels like something strange is going to happen tonight. And I said, Chuck, don't you fucking dare speak Ian Gary winning into existence. And he was like laughing at it. It was funny. BYU get gifted memberships. PFP is profile pick, not pound for pound, bro. Oh, I don't know. Someone said that before, and I fucking what the fuck do you want from me? This is an MMA chat. Well, we're talking about profile picks, PFP. I'm thinking we're talking about fighting. My Bing is easily detachable, so I dead ass like half clean it every time I change the water. All right. Dan Tom is the man. Bedridium Sports is working on a monster matchup for a future prop quiz. Who are we thinking? Chuck is decent. Think he's a little too agreeable sometimes, but seems super chill, so mostly balances out in a sense. Clean bong waters for the week. I've done Corona and Gatorade, not water though. You try any dry herb vapes? Pretty much the only way I smoke these days. Can even get little bubbler attachments. Now I feel like vapes don't get me that high. Like dry herb, like used to smoke those back in the day kind of thing. And then everyone raves about the volcano, like same thing. I feel like it doesn't get me that high. How long till all the smoke freeze LT for being late? Oh, fires freeze. Fires LT for being late all the time. He's not late all the time. The reality is we go a few minutes late every time. Well, in some sense, he's late all the time. We're supposed to be on at 10:30. Everyone joins at like 10:50. So then we cram in as much like, all right, let's go over the show quick. Here's all the assets I got. Here's the ad reads. Here's whatever. And then we try and cram in some small talk. And usually the small talk is what bleeds over. And then we go, fuck, it's 11:03. All right, guys, we got to go live, you know? Whereas if everyone got there at 10:30, we'd have plenty of time for the small talk, you know? But so it's really everyone's fault, but it's pretty sticky and gross, but it was a thing briefly in my youth. Orange juice and ice cubes in the bong. Weird. Shout out Peter who re-upped or tried to send a message. Either way, thank you, Peter. Get this motherfucker to blind rank Tony Hawk soundtrack. See, great fucking question. Great question. I don't know them all like that, but I gotta say, first of all, one is the answer, right? One has to be the answer. Motorhead, Ace of Spades was on that. What else was on it? Fuck. Now I'm blanking. Oh, wasn't Gold Superman by fucking or Goldfinger Superman? I'm telling I'm a Superman. That song's a fucking banger. That's on the first one. CKY, someone said. Are we talking the video CKY, the group CKY, or are we saying 96 Quite Bitter Beings was on Tony Hawk? Because it might have been two. Then I feel like 3 had a good soundtrack. I'm trying to remember what was on that. I remember American Wasteland had like the Doors in it. That was cool. Fuck, man. I don't know. But Tony Hawk soundtracks definitely they hit a thing right in the nostalgia. I survived the wisdom teeth smoking a little bit, but this is just my broken top canine that's been dead and broken since COVID, so I'll probably just smoke a couple times, just not normally. All right, all right. We did just get a super chat from C Shank. Shout out C Shank. He said, LIL, are you really half Australian or is it a running joke? If yes, any chance you follow cricket? Pretty good sport to bet on, if nothing else. Yes, I am half Australian. I mean, you can see the flag. Come on, brother. I got an Australian passport and everything. Although it is expired, I do have to get it fucking renewed. Yeah, my dad, born and raised in Melbourne, moved here being New York when he was like 21. And yeah. So I've been there 4 times and every time gone on the citizen line, baby. Both passports, you know. So yeah, that's not a running joke. I haven't been there in 10 years though. I will say that. 11 years, 2015. So it's been a minute. But I have family come over all the time. They were just here last month, 2 months ago. Do not follow cricket. I will say that. Did go to cricket though on Boxing Day in maybe 2002, 2003, something like that. I went to fucking Australia versus England. Day 1 at the MCG. You know, real cricket heads know this. Real Aussies know this. The MCG, baby. And yeah. But we're a footy family, you know? AFL all day, Geelong Cats. You already know. That's the only Australian sport I really keep up with. Oh, I guess I gotta do the first hit after a week must have been crazy. Yeah, it was. I waited, I think, 6-7 days after my wisdom tooth. Besides smoking right after I got home, the first rip was a trip. Hell yeah. What is your favorite fighter nickname of all time? Worst fighter nickname too. Great question. Both the best and the worst is Beastin 25-8 for sure. Like everyone hates it so much that I kind of love it. Fuck, who's another good one? Shit. Oh, I like stupid ones too, like Miranda Maverick, Fear the. Like supposed to be like Miranda Fear the Maverick, but like just as a standalone. Yo, hey, Fear the, I like stupid shit like that. Izzy's is pretty cool, even though I know it's like an anime reference, but that I don't get. But Last Stylebender just sounds cool. Bobby Knuckles. I'm just looking at the posters behind me, being like, yeah, Bobby Knuckles. That's a good one. I don't know. Beastin 25-8 is always the first nickname that comes to mind. Oh, the Pleasure Man, Anton Turkely or whatever. That is a good one. That's a real good one. Oh, Touchy Feely. We got to give Touchy Feely some credit. That's a fucking banger nickname. My wife is a dental assistant. I'm imploring you to reconsider smoking. She always said grown ass men will be crying on the phone talking about how I only smoked one blunt. Why does it hurt this bad? Yeah. You're talking about with the dry socket or whatever? Yeah. Fuck that. Just have a little self-control for a week. It will be all right. All good on our end. Also, you can do edibles. Yeah, that's what I've been saying to everyone too. We expected the title fights to be the least entertaining fights on the card. I was on decision for both as well. Yeah, right. Pooh Bear comes to mind for me as worst. Mongolian Murderer was pretty good. LOL. Pooh Bear is what? Brian Battle. Mongolian Murderer is Arichi Lang, I believe. Yeah. How about like Bam Bam is always good. I like it better for Brian Barberena than I do for Tuivasa. But although Bam Bam Tuivasa sounds good, but I just like the Brian Bam Bam Barberena. Bam 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 Bam. Like I hit a weed vape through my nose after wisdom teeth removal. Real dumb dirtbag stuff. It's kind of genius. Expected the main and co-main to be boring fights on the card. Just cover the hole with gauze and hit your weed. Problem solved. Oh my God, smoking a blunt after that is crazy. I'll be slow pulling a bowl or vape. Yeah, my girl, I remember when she got her, I think it was her. Or maybe it was me. Maybe I had her. No, I think it was her. I think she got a tooth pulled and she like, pinch your lips as tight as you can kind of thing. Take like the tiniest hit off a bowl. I think it worked. Lads, there's edibles for a reason. I had an Indian scammer call my work and his voice glitched in that high-pitched Indian accent and changed to a deep American accent mid-conversation. It glitched a few times, but it was weird. Okay. I'm one of those people where edibles don't do shit unless I eat way too much. Same here, bro. Like Friday night, I took 100 milligrams. Saturday night, I took 150. I will say that Saturday night, I feel like I felt it a little bit, but I was also just, I knew I had like my pen and shit on me and we were going through security and I was just getting like nervous because I was like hi and I had more shit on me and I was like, oh God, imagine I get fucking caught here in the security with, like this isn't good. So I feel like it was really just more of a nervous thing, but I'm with you on that. Smoked after every wisdom tooth was pulled. You just can't raw dog it. You have to cover it with gauze. Gotta eat something fatty with the edible so it absorbs right. Seems there were several roided up fighters on Contender Series. It seems like the testing could be relaxed. Yeah. Did you try turning the edible off and back on again? I don't know. I don't think they can test them like UFC fighters because they're no under contract yet. Probably regional level testing. I don't know. They paid the bad boy Pistons in pool basketball. Dead ass. We were going against each other though. He was Bill Laimbeer for sure. He was a big motherfucker. And I'm like little Isaiah Thomas. Like, LIL, say this perfectly the first time round and you win a banana. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to make me say anything bad. I had to read it first. Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter. So Betty bought better butter to make the bitter butter better. There you go. Out of everyone who won on Contender Series yesterday, who do you think will go far? I don't think Alik Lorenz is going to go far. I don't think either guy in the first fight of the night is going to go far. Maybe that third guy, I don't remember his name, but I felt like he was the best. Not the guy with the Von flu, and not the guy who knocked out Namo Fazil, but the other guy. Again, I don't remember his name, but he to me was killing it. Finally catching you live. Let's fucking go. G Unit is re-releasing their old sneakers. Are you copping? Holy shit. Blue Yankee fitted G Unit sneakers. That's a Lloyd Banks line right there. Fuck, dude. The G Unit sneakers were hype when they came out. If I could get them, for cheap, I might just for the nostalgia. But fuck, man. That's a throwback. That reminds me of remember the Ja Rule diss song by G Unit, I Smell Pussy? If you guys have never heard it, it's the best. I smell pussy. Is that you, Ja? I smell pussy. Is that you, Herb? That reminds me of the G Unit sneakers. So. I stopped playing GTA when they did the online shit. I can't do all those microtransactions. Yeah, see, again, I never had online, but that to me sounds cool. Like GTA Online. It was almost like you almost got too good at it with all the cheats and the weapons and shit by the time you're, playing alone all the time. I'm gonna start hammering on someone you've reached out to who said they don't have time. I did see him this weekend, by the way. But I didn't speak with him, but he was there. Getting dug with high. Have you seen the new Simpsons movie teaser sketch? I think it'll be pretty good. No. But I did see the first Simpsons movie in theaters. Assuming there's only one. We're talking like mid 2000s, early 2000s, maybe. They nailed it. So many Easter eggs too. I really never watched I was a Family Guy guy. Family Guy guy? Yeah. More than a Simpsons guy, Like I don't not like the Simpsons. I just never really watched it. Motorhead was on the third, you casual. Fuck. Damn it. Fuck. I am a casual. Damn it. I need to fucking touch up on all of them now. Tony Hawk Underground 1. That was the best one. I don't forget soundtracks. That was the best game. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 and the Xbox original. I feel like I don't remember 4. I can think of levels in all of them. Which one had fucking the Brooklyn Banks and shit? Was that was like 2 or no, I think that was 3. Maybe that was 4. One of them had Love Park, right? Damn, I was there in 2015 too. LAL, favorite places you've been to outside the US? Any you'd like to visit you haven't been to? Japan, France, UK, Italy, Rome, Amsterdam, some ideas. Yeah, tons of places I haven't been to that I want to go to. Favorite, I'm going to just say Australia because, naturally. Been there a bunch. Been to Mexico a couple times. Been to England a couple times. And, I've been to Canada once. And I think that's it. So yeah, there's a bunch I want to go to. Me and my girl really want to do like a Euro trip where we hit like 3 or 4 countries and stay like 2 days in each, something like that. 3 days in each. She wants to do Germany, so we'd have to start somewhere around there, but I would hit Italy. Amsterdam, I feel like, is the wrong direction, but I don't know. UK is always cool. I had to go to England twice for work, but I had a blast. London. It was in London. London, they know how to party, so I had a good time. But France, anything in Europe, I would hit all those places you named. I know Japan's not in Europe, but The Tarantinos are also a footy family. Yo, Andre Touchy-Feely's good. Beast in 25-8 is unironically awesome. Combat Wombat is sick too. Who's the Combat Wombat? Been over there 3 times. I did a semester in Sydney. That's dope. Sydney's fucking nice as hell. Whitaker is the Reaper, though. Any Bobby Knuckles is a fan given name, but yeah. It still counts. It's still a nickname. If anything, it's more of a nickname. He gave himself the Reaper, you know? Boxing Day is a W experience, though. Yeah, bro. Just sent a few new fan subs in. Let's go, Danger. Ass kicking machine, Jason Jackson. Wasn't Joshua Van's old nickname something like up in that ass or something? If you look that up in Topology, what the fuck? KO and Contender was crazy. When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I got my grinder and bong, but I was barely able to resist smoking until it had been a week. Damn. Oh shit, we got another one from C Shank. Quick, I'll let him cut the line here. What does it say? Did you I can't. Did you react to the UFC 333 card already? Going with my pop first UFC event and super excited. Let's go. I was saying it's stacked. It looks great. Someone was asking me about the UFC product, and I said it's been kind of shit, but that card is stacked. That's a great first event, dude. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, the 1-2 punch alone is fucking sick, and then you have a stacked undercard below it. I was saying I wish the 1-2 punch was this weekend. I wish they swapped, you know? Like Islam Gary and Jillian Dern were on that stacked card, and then we got Volkovloyev and Jan Marab 3. That would have been sick. But thank you for the question. And shout out to Lazar, who just gave $2 Australian. He said, well done, Elia Luke. Let's go, brother. Appreciate you, Lazar. I hope Fazil gets another chance. Brian Battle should change to unit in law. That's good. The way we talk about dry socket makes weed smokers sound like crack addicts. Fun challenge for you. Name as many fighter animal nicknames as you can. Oh, God. Raging Panda, Mountain Tiger. I don't know why those two came to mind first. Fuck, now I'm blanking on any. A Black Jag, Baby Shark. Fuck. I feel it's so hard, bro. I feel like I have to think of an animal. Oh, the Tibetan eagle. Dirty bird. What are some other? Muscle shark. Kong. A lot of guys go by Kong. We're gonna count that. The great ape. El Chongo, whatever the fuck his new one is. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot. That is a good prop quiz question. Someone said, Reggio just said, and I agree. That's actually a really good idea. Like 30-second timer, name this, and like that's a great tiebreaker idea. Rather than giving them an over under, we just give them name as many this, and then the other one name as many this. Used to call my ex-wife Janet the dry socket. Ayo. What's the wildest thing you've ever seen someone smoke out of? Mine was a dildo. Jesus. Maybe like a watermelon. It's not that like wild, but like that's just the most random thing I could think of. Leo, what was your swag back in the day? Did you ever wear Rockaware, Averex, Fat Farm, and Nice? I don't even know what that one is. No, I was like a skater, bro. I was wearing all skate shit. I did have Fat Farm socks. I do remember that. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be wearing like a DC shirt and fucking like S's on my feet and fucking jeans and, a fucking BAM hat or some stupid shit, like I'd be decked out in skater shit. Lloyd Banks looking like Philip Banks these days. For real? He got fat? Shout out Lloyd Banks, Long Island's own. Saw a video of someone taking a dab hit out of the ground. Interesting. Most famous person you met? Maybe Stephen A. Smith. We used to have to do his podcast out of his house. He's pretty famous, right? Yeah, probably Stephen A. Or Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, either of them. NBA play, right? That's pretty famous. Early seasons of Family Guy and Futurama were goated. Sorry for the Simpsons sending twice. It said error when I first sent, so I didn't mean. Oh, all good, bro. Back in the early 2000s, there was a website from some dude who lived in Christiania, village outside Amsterdam, and they used to post all types of giant earth pipes. Interesting. Did you ever get into Minecraft? I didn't have a clue what it was for ages until I finally gave it a go, and I can't lie, I quite enjoyed it. LOL. No, I don't even really know what it is, but to me, that's like, I guess because it has the word craft in it. Minecraft is just World of Warcraft to me. I'm like, oh, that's that fucking like nerdy video game that like, don't get me wrong, I had plenty of friends who played it, but that's that shit. It's right up there with like Dungeons and Dragons. Like, all right, yeah, that's a. Sydney is awesome, man. Probably not a single modern city in the world I'd recommend over it in terms of clean, not crazy populated, but still so much fun and so much to do within and outside the city. Hell yeah. If I was going to live in Australia, I feel like I would want to live in Sydney. Fucking Bondi Beach or some shit. Josh Van used to go by Up in That Ass because his actual last name is Thong. Is this a real statement now? Because I know someone else brought up the Up in the Ass thing. Because if so, I'm all for this, and I think he needs to change it back. Where did Van come from? At least be Joshua Van Thong. That's actually a dope name too, like Van Zant, some shit like that, King of the Hill was great too. Beavis and Butthead, Family Guy, The Simpsons, South Park, Throw Mockers Around in Life in there is pretty much adult too, LOL. The first two you named are the same guy, aren't they? Mike Judge, King of the Hill, and Beavis and Butthead. It's hard when you're on the spot, I know. You'd kick yourself if you saw a list of all the nicknames. Lionheart, Killer Cup. Yeah, exactly. You start going for some alliteration when you do the animal dick jokes on MK. Like, I'd rather get fucked to death by a 10 dick toad. That's good. 10 dick toad. I feel like I'm going to repeat numbers and everything. By the way, guys, I asked this on our preview show, but I am once again asking, can someone please skim the episode, not this Monday, 2 weeks ago from this Monday, and find it was a donkey was the reference, but I can't find where I say it. And I've been cutting them all up so we can play it as like a fan sub one. Maybe when it's like a minute long, we got like 20 references. But for now, I'm missing the first one, and I need someone to find it and send me the timestamp so I can just clip it, or clip it and send it to me. Isn't there some submission heavy UFC light heavyweight or heavyweight who had a snake based nickname, the Python or Anaconda or something? The fucking boa constrictor, Alexei Oleinik. Would you smoke out of a used dildo if it got you 10 times higher than a normal bong hit? I would. No. Who's using it? That would be my biggest question. Who the fuck is using it? Bro forgot Khabib's nickname. That's true. The eagle. I said the Tibetan eagle, which is that Sumaderji, I think is the Tibetan eagle. Or a pink velour sweatsuit with juicy on the ass. Stephen A really like how he is on TV. Yeah. Yeah. Gaff has like horror stories about him. I was like, I filled in when Gaff wasn't there, which was rare. So Gaff worked with Stephen A for like, I don't know, like 4 months straight. And it was super annoying because he covers the NBA finals. So Gaff was flying city to city with Stephen A to like, I think it was Boston versus, no, because that wasn't the finals. Maybe it was conference finals or something. And they were going from like this city to this city because it's like, oh, game 5 is here, game 6 is like he's on the fucking team or something. And it was super annoying because Gaff would have to set up the stream in like a whole different city every time and whatever. But yeah, I would just fill in if Gaff was like on vacation or whatever. So we would go to his house, which was like, I don't know, an hour from our office, like pretty fucking far. And yeah, his assistant was cool. I don't know, he probably never knew my name. You know what I mean? I watched football with Jeffrey Dean Morgan in his man cave because my dad did all his gas work. That's dope. His man cave is just a log cabin. For your Euro trip, why not start at Amsterdam and work your way down to Italy? Yeah, I'm down to go to Amsterdam. I got to look at the map again. I remember thinking that because again, my girl wants to go to like Germany. Oh yeah, I guess Netherlands is over there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what we even had in mind because we didn't really have. Yeah, I said I think I wanted to hit France, Italy. Maybe that's what we were gonna do. Maybe we can do Netherlands then. We do Germany or Netherlands, Germany, France, Italy, some shit like that. I don't know. We got to look into it. I meant to suggest a six dick swan for Monday's episode, but didn't wake up for the live MK. Well, I did say six dick something, didn't I? Hippo or something? I don't even remember. And Luke laughed for once. You know, normally he doesn't acknowledge it. Ever watch the show Underbelly? Pretty good Aussie show? Nah, I haven't. Only Aussie shows I watch are Chris Lilly. Chris Lilly shows. Mike Judge did King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead. He also did an animated promo for UFC 200. I've commented a timestamp for every one you've done for the past 2 weeks. Oh, fuck yeah. Thank you, Genghis. So 2 Mondays ago, that's there. I'll go back and look. 5 dick flying squirrel. Would y'all ever do a video compiling all the fans' submissions reactions? That would be so good. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. The only problem is they're usually like up on screen covering like Luke and Chuck or whoever's host reactions half the time. Like obviously you could hear them, but it would be nice to see their face and whatever. That's not a bad idea. I'm just skimming. So that's a maybe to the used bong dildo? Again, depends who's using it. It's a maybe. Is Van a big star in Myanmar? That's the home of Lethway. I mean, I'm going to assume he's a big star. He's a UFC champion, but maybe not. Seven Dick Seahorse. Weed is illegal in Italy, just FYI. I live in Rome. It's a bummer. I think weed's illegal in, I mean, I don't actually know. I'm just assuming. France and Germany too? I think Amsterdam's the only one it's not? Question mark? I don't actually know. Three Dick Donkey reference, UFC Belgrade. Thank you very much, Shutdown. I need to copy this message. Hold on. 150, 160. I'm writing this down because I need it. I need it. Hey LIL, you think MVP could benefit from a gimmick that promotes more action, like changing rounds to 5-3-1 minutes, same total time, more chance to go all out as goes late? Shout out from Mineola. Let's go, Mineola. No, I actually think that's gonna turn people like me off. Like, if you start getting gimmicky with your rounds, no, I'm not watching. You know, I think Gaff and I were talking about this. I didn't mind the tournament. The point system never made sense, but the tournament made a lot of sense. You can do a gimmick like that, but you can't change your rules to be different than like the rest of MMA. Like, oh yeah, Paul Hughes got that win, but it was only 3-minute rounds. But it was only 1-minute round. You know, like there can't be that asterisk. But you could be like, oh, Paul Hughes won their fucking welterweight tournament, or I know he's a lightweight, but you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing. As much as it is a gimmick to do a tournament, it's not that gimmicky. When you add the points in, like first round finish is 6 points, and then like a guy grinding out decisions is losing your tournaments, even though they're undefeated, that's where it gets stupid to me. So as long as it's just winner advances, fuck it. That's I feel like their best bet. Does your dad still have an Aussie accent? Yeah, bro. He does. He's lived here for fucking 40 plus years, and he does. Almost 50 years. UFC Belgrade recap episode with Jed Mishu is the first episode I heard the jokes. All right. Do you have a favorite accent you like? I like any accent, honestly. Yeah, man, I don't hate on any accent. Oh shit, it's legal in Germany now? That's even better. There's a Bulldog Cafe in the center of Rome, LOL, and weed shops around Rome. So is it legal? And what did the other guy say? He said not in Italy, though, didn't he? I can't find it now. Oh, weed is illegal in Italy. Yeah. But legal in Rome? Is that what you're telling me, Genghis? If you're into movies, watch Gleaming the Club. It's a skateboarding movie with Christian Slater and Manolo from Scarface. I'm really not into movies, I'm going to be honest, but you know, at least it's a skateboarding movie. It's like somewhat like you know, you had me for a second where I was like, maybe I would, and then I'm like, you know, it's giving me Lords of Dogtown vibes. Not Dogtown and Z Boys, Lords of Dogtown. Bisping has a new movie coming out this month, I think. Yeah, hard pass on that. I also think the tournament got an unnecessary bad rep. Done right, it could be very cool, right? Have you seen Jesse James spar John Wayne Parr's son's MMA debut? I don't know what this is. Jesse James Parr, John Wayne Parr's son's MMA debut. No, but I will say I believe I worked one of his wife's boxing bouts. I got to look that up. I'm pretty sure his wife fought in New Jersey, and because I remember Gaff being like, "That's John Wayne Parr's wife." What's the most brutal accident you've had? Like car accident? I've totaled 2 cars. Both were not my fault, for the record. Both were not that bad either. One I got T-boned, and they drove right into me, but I was like totally fine. And then the other one, I was driving and a dude fucking made a left turn in front of me, and I fucking T-boned him essentially, but kind of hit him in the front. And my car was a fucking 96 Buick, so it was like built out of steel, and it just fucking destroyed this dude's car. My car was like completely fine, but they were like, oh, you know, there's a little bend there. It's totaled. It's like, all right. So yeah, I'd say either of those. Under ONE FC rules, there's a case to be made that Gary actually won. Sure, but there's a lot of fights I'm sure we could nitpick and be like, under ONE rules, that person, you know what I mean? That ain't the rules. I also had it 4-1. Not saying you still can't make that argument. Maybe you can, but people are acting like it was a lot closer than it was, I feel like. I was actually appalled. I was appalled at both the co-main and the main when they said 3-2. I was like, what? If you want a skate movie, watch Deck Dogs. It's Australian too, and is so dumb that it ends up a masterpiece. Also has a Tony Hawk cameo. All right. Google says that it is illegal, but 100% you can walk into a weed shop in Rome and buy it, though I suppose it could just be CBD in it. Yeah, that's like fucking. I've been to like Key West a bunch, and like it's not legal in Florida, and they'll have like all these weed shops, and you go in, and they're like, it's Delta 8, it's Delta 9, like all that. It's like, just give me weed, bro. I don't want this fucking weird shit. Any accident, really. Could be a fall, crash, anything. You just had to go to the hospital, bonus points. I mean, I broke fucking my wrist skateboarding. I broke my knee in high school just fucking falling. Uh Broke my nose a couple times as a kid. I don't know. Sliced my fucking hand open. These are times I went to the hospital. 96 Buick, that's basically a tank, right, bro? Would you ever do bungee jump or skydiving, parachute? That's so funny. So I always told myself I would. I was like, fuck yeah, I'd do that. And then Gaff hit me up once, and this is like 10 years ago. This is a while ago. And he's like, yo, bro, you want to go skydiving? And I'm thinking we're like talking, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm down. And Gaff's like, word, the place closes at 6. Like we were going to go that day. And I was like, wait, what? Like I'm thinking we're going to like plan this. And I got like, days and time to mull it over. He was trying to go that day. I was like, actually, I'm good, bro. I'm good right now. So I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I feel like I would need, just time to mentally prepare. I also like don't really have that urge, but if my girlfriend was like begging me to do it and she wanted to do it, I'd be like, all right, let's do it. Like I would do it if I had to, kind of thing, but I don't think I'm going to seek it out. That's skydiving, by the way. Bungee jump, go fuck yourself. I'm not bungee jumping. That shit looks scary as fuck. Parachute is like same as skydiving, I feel like, right? Like I would do both of those. But I'm again not gonna try and do both of those. Oh no, Islam barely landed any significant strikes the whole fight. Dude, I literally called this I'm not saying you're doing this, Max, but I called this going into the fight. I was like, this is gonna what's gonna happen is Ian's gonna like outstrike Islam and then make the argument that he won because the output was so little or something. And that's like literally what's happening now. I didn't actually look at the numbers. I don't know if Ian outstruck him, but I feel like regardless, I know the output was little. I know they threw like fucking 4 strikes in a round, but the most damage was the head kick. That's got to count for something. Most embarrassing moment, just in general? I don't know. I mentioned once that I've done stand up comedy a bunch of times in college, and I bombed like really bad once, like 0 laughs and like crickets, and I was like, it's pretty embarrassing. Only one fighter got dropped, and it wasn't Islam either. You sound accident prone. Islam's favor was fucked. Oh, face. Cannabis light is legal in Italy, very low THC. Just got to smoke a bunch of it. Bungee jump, you can go outside, upside down, and if the rope snaps or you fly into a rock, harsh, right? Bro, Masters of the Universe, did you like the new Netflix series? Are you a fan of spiders, snakes, and those kinds of things? Could you hold one, or would it be like F that, LOL? I mean, I'm not fucking Jalen Turner where I'm gonna get them as like pets. I did have a pet snake growing up, but it escaped one day, and like my dad like found it, like my dad like saw it halfway out the tank, like escaping, and he's like, nah, fuck this shit. So he then told me we have to release it. Like he like convinced me we had to like get rid of it, and I was like, okay, and we like let it out in the garden. But my dad basically was just like, this thing's fucking getting out of the tank. Fuck this thing. Never had a spider or anything. I will say for anyone from Long Island, shout out Jungle Bob's if you guys know that place. That dude Bob grew up in. Well, he didn't grow up. His kids grew up in my town. I went to high school with his kids. And they always at like their birthday parties and shit would have their dad come, and they had like crazy snakes, all these reptiles. They own multiple like reptile shops. And it was dope. You would like go to the shop, so you would get to hold whatever you want and shit. So I remember holding like big ass snakes all the time. I feel like that got me like over it. They're the ones who gave us the snake that my dad eventually made us get rid of. But shout out to them. They're family business, and they're still fucking doing it. The three of them. I think maybe four of them. The daughter, I think, is in on it too. But yeah, I'd be fine with that. I just wouldn't want one as a pet or anything. Oh, they're talking about some other shit. They're arguing about whatever. Tim, so Edson has been doing interviews, and he basically admitted to Bond that the reason he retired is his wonky eye. I mean, meaning like he could no longer see the way he. Is that why he's been getting caught, or is he like? Because I feel like that's just like, it's like when you get knocked out a bunch, and then you're like, the only reason I'm retiring is because my head hurts. It's like, yeah, from getting knocked out about, like. It's just because of my wonky eye. Yeah, from people beating the fuck out of you the last few times. Like, I don't know. That kind of sucks. He looked bad, dude. I knew he was going to get Elkins. I thought it would be a lot earlier. Thought it would be in round 1, but we got different conversations in here. You ain't supposed to just release those motherfuckers. It was a gardener snake or whatever. I think, at least. It was so long ago too. I was, we're talking like probably the year like 02, 01. More or less implied the eye is as bad as we all thought. True. Said he almost lost vision. Damn. Is it safe to just release a snake in the wild if your neighbors went missing all of a sudden? It wasn't a big ass snake, guys. It was a fucking like foot long little. I think it was a garden snake, gardener. I think it is. If Ian Gary did more than defend takedowns, get dropped, and stare at Islam lovingly, he could have won. LAL, are the posters behind you all the events you went to? No, in fact, the 3 you see I did not go to, but then there's 3 off screen, and I went to those 3. But it was always my dream to have all the posters for the events I went to. I didn't think of that until like a year ago. And I've tried to go back because I went to an event in 2016 and 2017, and I can't get those posters. They were both fight nights, and they just don't exist. There's the autographed version of the 2016 one. No, 2017 one, but it's like $500. I'm like, fuck that. Like, these are like fucking half of these I got for free. I mentioned this from a bar, but the ones we went to over here, I did buy, and they were all like, $15 on eBay, like cheap. So yeah, I also have a bunch of poster tubes. I have way too many posters, guys. I'm going to be honest. But one day when I have, house of my own and I can make my man cave, I'll have a bunch of sick posters up. I was thinking you meant like a massive snake. Did you ever see Steve Irwin? That guy was crazy. Fuck yeah, bro. Legend. We don't pray to God in Australian hunt. We just pray to Steve Irwin. All right. That's just how it works. Instead, Ian Gary was just happy to be in there. Oh, they're still talking about that. Chad acting like LIL released an anaconda, right, dude? Garter snake. There you go. See, I said 2 different things and neither were right. Wait until he tells you about the pet lion he had. LIL single-handedly responsible for anacondas invading Florida. Atiba Gautier snake, Anaconda Island. Luke. Shout out Gringo, who re-upped or tried to send a membership or member message, whatever it is. Appreciate you, Gringo. Guys, I think that's it for me. It is 1:00. I do like to sign off right around now. I got to announce the giveaway winner, though. Drum roll, please. Here, I will just say, got to call you all out for a second. We did 3 giveaways. We did multiple giveaways this weekend, but 3 of them, or no, at least 2 of them were on YouTube. And I got to say, the turnout for the second one was like 2 fucking people commented, literally. So anyone could have just guessed and thrown in a number there and got it correct, but no one chose to. So the closest person was Rob Loria 95. Shout out to fucking Rob Loria. You win this here t-shirt. Rob, email me, maincardminute@gmail.com. I'll send it out. I'm trying to think. There was an actual number I should tell you guys, and then what his number was. His number was like 600 something, and the actual number was like 800 something. So technically not that close, but he was the closest, guys. What are you gonna do? The hints for this one were the number jersey my girlfriend was wearing during the UFC White House watch along. Number 8, guys, J.R. Smith. The amount of time someone has gotten only one question correct on Prop Quiz is once. And the amount of time someone named Mike has won on Prop Quiz is 8 times. I believe Bon and Heck make up them. We also had Mike Owens, but he lost. But either way. So there you go. Rob Loria, you are the winner. And we just got shanked, baby. Shank gifted 5 memberships. Let's fucking go. That's 5 more people that get to watch the vlog. Guys, be on the lookout for that. So we're doing Bet Breakdown is already out. The 60-second breakdown will be out tomorrow. Prop Quiz coming out Friday. Watch along Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We will go 15 minutes early, 4:45 Eastern. Be there. I'm going to try and finish this Philly vlog in the next few days. The plan, hopeful plan, don't hold me to it. I'll let you know more in the next few days, but hopeful plan is to release that on Sunday. I'm thinking like Sunday at noon or something. So it'll be members only. Make sure you're a member. Make sure you remember one more round as well, because Gaff will also be releasing it at that time over on his channel. So as long as you're a member of one of these 2, you're good. And in the meantime, go subscribe. Mac Life, Morning Combat, one more round, Main Card Minute. You already fucking know. And I'll see you guys on Friday, I guess, in the live chat for both MK and Prop Quiz. And then I'll give you more updates on the Philly vlog and all that shit. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. You guys are the best. We got Lazy's new song on the outro. Hope you enjoy it. Till next time, I'm out of here. Peace.
Check, mic check. Is this thing on? Okay, let's go. I heard you come for the open. Mistake for the close on MCN with LIO. Pop quiz and foes to pros. Step up in the multiverse, grab a bag of loot. Tell a bet, clock a check, kicking it with loot. We pile on the money, and we pile in the check. Flip the unit, drop a stack, chopping up, talking smack. The flavor that we have got a mad. We light up and take drags out here picking up a bag. As you don't support the cars, come up in here talking shit, just flapping on your jaws for pause. Cause dog, I bet you got $1, and you could be a member if you simply was the follow. The money's kind on the line when you type and put a message, that button, bitch press it, it's a buck on the test to get a clue. Cause y'all know just how we doing here, chatting every Wednesday with the homeboys.
Said you got questions. They've been weighing on your mind. You wonder all the time, and I done heard your suggestions. They be chatting online. They saying it's a sign.
Don't wanna hit the chat on a Wednesday in the afternoon. So we packing up some rips and bitch, that's what we do. Hey, hey, hey.
L-I-L, baby. M-C-M, M-C-M. L-I-L, baby. M-C-M, M-C-M.
They said just show up at the start and stay for the finish, and you always bet the over, cause we maxing out the limits. The book, getting fried, the checks, wait, the line, the units in the back row, we get it on the grind.
Dog, this ain't your first time.
Now you a regular, I saw you in the chat acting up with my integers. We jump on the tube and we chopping it up in the booth and we fucking the cut, tipping it back with the coffee and bud. Said that you willing, I wish that you would, know that you could, but bet that you won't. If you ain't a member, then you really don't. Fuck with the cool, get down with your point. Put we get yelling, you got with a blunt and get all the money, we robbing a flat. Just pull up on hump day and jump in the chat.
They said you got questions. It been weighing on your mind. You wonder all the time, and I done heard your suggestions. They've been chatting online. They saying it's a sign.
Y'all wanna hit the chat on a Wednesday in the afternoon. So we packing up some rips and bitch, that's what we do. Hey, hey, hey.
L-I-L, baby. M-C-M, M-C-M.
direct.